Okay, on to the next skip the line reaction, man. And this one is Dimash Nagima Eskalieva. I hope I said that correctly. This is a skip the line reaction from Anna Romanti. I apologize that this was a little bit late. I am catching them all up, and we're pretty much almost done, man. I think I'm gonna have like 3 left for tomorrow, and once those 3 are done, then the booking form will open. Don't know why I paused there all of a sudden. Maybe it was just a dramatic pause unintentionally. But yes, the message over here from Anna Romanti is Dimash also sang for the preservation of the ecosystems. Touching song for the breathtaking beauty of the forest. Hey man, I'm all for the forest. I'm all for animals, man. That's something I can get behind. Let's see what we got over here. Let's go. I'm going to absolutely butcher. I'm not even going to try and say that name, right? The Belovezhskaya forest is the largest forest in lowlands of Central Europe. Home to more than 300 animals and 1,000 plant species, and the ancient forests are and the ancient forests under the threat of mass logging. Environmentalists around the globe can call for the preservation of the world's largest primary forests.
Заповедный напев, заповедная даль, свет хрустальной зари, свет над миром встающий. Мне понятна твоя вековая печаль.
It is beautiful though. Nature is beautiful, man. Specifically, I love animals, right? I'm not the kind of person that would go out hunting. Not for me. I literally I'm strong with most things, but the one thing I know I'm just not strong with is killing life and killing animals for fun, right? My ex-girlfriend, her dad used to love hunting, and he was like, oh no, one day, like we're gonna go hunting. I'll take the dogs, and we're gonna go hunting in South Africa. It's a big thing, duck hunting, buck hunting, all that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll give it a skip. Thanks, man. Not for me. Do you know what I mean? It's just not for me. I understand the circle of life. I understand nature. I understand all of that things. I understand that certain species and things like that in the wild need to also be culled because they can also destroy their own environments and things like that. I just personally can't pull the trigger on something like that. It's just not me.
Беловежская Пуща, Беловежская Пуща. Мне понятна твоя вековая печаль. Belovezhskaya Pushcha, Belovezhskaya Pushcha.
I've never heard her before. Got a nice voice. There he goes. Here comes Master Splinter.
И услышав порой голос предков зовущих, серой птицы лесной из далеких веков, я к тебе прилетаю, Belovezhskaya Pushcha, серой птицей лесной из далеких веков.
Beautiful song.
Я к тебе прилетаю, Belovezhskaya Pushcha.
Yeah, man. Some. I promise you, like some of the things you see, even in South Africa, like when you go on these safaris and you go to the Kruger National Park, some of the stuff is bloody jaw-dropping, man. Like literally jaw-dropping. It is so beautiful. Like even if you go and watch the migration of the buffalo in, I think it's the Serengeti. man, it is that energy. It is just absolutely jaw-dropping. It's beautiful beyond. So I have insane, massive amounts of respect for nature and forestry and their habitat. And humans really just needs to stop fucking around, excuse my language, with nature in the ecosystem. Just stop playing games with it, man. Just leave it alone. It's crazy to think. Yeah. Warning about a rant. It's crazy to think that, we get told today that, oh no, global warming. Fine. Okay, cool. Why are we not planting more trees? Right? It's crazy how these two worlds just they don't speak to each other. It's like, oh, global warming. But all the people purporting to, playing into this global warming thing, right? And being all virtuous about it are the ones that are flying in private jets, right? That they need to get where they need to go, even though private jets are responsible for like the greatest carbon emissions put out into the atmosphere ever, right? But they'll tell you global. They'll throw that in your face, man. You stop taking the bus. You stop driving a car. You know what I mean? We need our private jets though. Okay, we need our private jets because what we do is more important than what you do, right? We tell you what to do. So we'll fly our private jets and you just stop driving, okay? And stop making pizzas in New York as well. They want to cancel pizza ovens now. But you sit there and you think to yourself, okay, so how about we stop fucking tearing down forests and forestry and open beautiful land areas and in destroying ecosystems for sky rises and buildings and things like that. How about we stop doing that? How about we know that forests and trees and that kind of thing is super important for the earth, specifically trees, right? Why do we keep cutting more of them down and not planting enough of them? Why is it that we know that trees it makes the planet cooler, it provides shade, it takes carbon monoxide out of the air, carbon dioxide out of the air, and it provides more oxygen into the air, right? But none of these people are talking about planting more trees. There's never any campaigns around the world to say we need to be planting more trees. Why? Because planting more trees makes no money, man. You know what really makes money? A solar panel unit. That makes money, right? So it's far more profitable to cut down forests and replace them with solar panels that will not provide not even a 50th of the energy that we need, right, for global warming, as opposed to doing the cheap thing that will help quite a lot and just plant more trees, try and reduce the amount of deforestation and increase the amount of forestation, right? More trees for the planet is better for the planet, surely, right? It cleanses our air, it cleans the air, right? But there's not enough money in that. There's not enough money in those things. Where there is enough money is in purchasing lithium batteries that cost an absolute fortune of money, and getting that lithium and that cobalt from countries in Africa which it's mined by slave child labor. Right? No one ever sees that. No one wants to talk about that. That's not the cool thing, man. I can't put that on Instagram, right? I can put on Instagram that I own a Tesla. Look at me, woohoo! I'm fucking eco-friendly. I got a Tesla, yay! You know what I mean? But how that Tesla, with all of its batteries, how it got that lithium and cobalt, don't worry, man. That's the other side of the world. Don't worry about that. Not to mention that those pits are far more pollutant to the environment than actually not having that fucking Tesla. Excuse my language. I'm swearing a lot. I apologize, but it's just something that I'm quite passionate about, essentially. So it's just crazy. Like the messaging doesn't align, right? Eco-friendliness and the Green New Deal and all of this climate change and this saving the planet, which is ridiculous. The fact that we actually think, I mean, the actual hubris that comes from thinking that we can save the planet, right, as mere human beings. The planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas. You know what I mean? We have to save ourselves, not the planet. Don't worry. The planet has been here for billions of years before us. It'll be here for billions of years after us. All right? It's about saving ourselves. But just putting those two there, the juxtaposition of that is just if you actually think about it. Okay, so we want to save the climate, we want to save the planet, and we want to do things as long as it doesn't get in the way of our profitability. We got to tie those two things in together. Saving the planet, right? Saving the planet is all based on the people that push this out. It's, can we make a profit off saving the planet? It's all about profitability. It's all about capitalism, right? So we can only save the planet by the systems that we tell you we need to undertake, which just so happen to be the most profitable solution around. It just so happens to be that solar wind and I'm not knocking this. I'm not knocking the technology. I think as a human race, we obviously have to adapt, right? And we've got to do those kind of things. But the people that have the biggest interest in those renewable energy and renewable resources push everything out. There is no other solutions, just their solutions, and they just happen to be shareholders in the renewable energy game. What does that tell you?
Прилетаю, Беловежская Pushcha. Многолетних дубов величавая сталь. Отрок малыштени, чей-то глаз терекучий. Дети зубров твоих не хотят выбирать. Беловежская Pushcha, Belovezhskaya Pushcha.
I'm assuming Pushcha is forest. Belovezhskaya Pushcha. Pushcha. It's like bush. That's easy to remember. If that's Kazakh, then hey, I learned a word in Kazakh. Pushcha. It's forest, man. Next time I'm out with my child, I'm actually going to go there. It's like, hey, look at that Pushcha. It's like, what? It's a Pushcha. It's a forest. Come on, bro. I'm learning slowly. See, I have to learn this language because eventually I'm going to go to Kazakhstan and I'm going to meet Dimash. So I have to speak to him in his mother tongue because I love it when he speaks in his mother tongue.
Belovezhskaya Pushcha, Belovezhskaya Pushcha.
Dimash's voice just amplifies absolutely everything. If you've got Dimash's voice layered onto a video that's filled with beautiful, cuddly animals in the forest, it's just gonna make that seem so much more epic. Like, isn't it? Like, Dimash's voice makes everything seem so much more epic. It doesn't matter what you put it on. Someone robbing a convenience store doing this. If you're listening to that while someone's robbing a convenience store, you will immediately be like, you know what? This man, he's doing the valiant thing of trying to provide for himself. You know what I mean? Because everything, this guy, the way he sounds so angelic makes everything seem so much better. Isn't it? That's what I think. Beautiful. Even the owls suck surprised. The owl, check, the owl's jaw dropped. As Dimash picked up his pitch, the owl was like, jaw drops. Like, who is that? Who is that, bro? Wow. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. He's listening, he's taking it in, and then he's... What? Who is that? Who is that? Okay, I'm being crazy now. I'm being crazy.
У высоких берез свое сердце согрев, унесу я с собой в утешение живущим твой заветный напев, чудотворный напев. Беловежская пуща, Беловежская пуща. Заповедный напев, заповедная даль, свет хрустальной зари, свет над миром встающий. Непонятна твоя вековая печаль. Беловежская пуща, Беловежская пуща. Непонятна твоя.
Look how high that pitch was, and look how far the microphone was from his mouth. Just watch this. Look at that. That's at least 40 to 50 centimeters away from his mouth. And listen to that pitch. Like it's actually now motoric. It's like an involuntary action where he has to keep that microphone away from his mouth when he goes to that kind of range. Or else literally every single piece of glass in the vicinity will shatter alongside everybody's eardrums.
Беловежская пуща, Беловежская пуща.
Beautiful. You gotta get Dimash to sing a song about nature, man. Because his whole demeanor, his whole angelic voice, and his whole disposition and who he is as a person just actually speaks to that. It speaks to preserving. It speaks to conserving. You know what I mean? It's the perfect guy. It's the perfect guy. I also love to see Dimash when he's younger with that haircut and things like that. Because now Dimash is just a superhero. Like that guy is just like an action figure now. That guy looks sick. I was actually looking at his Instagram page the other day and I'm like, good lord, this guy's good looking though. Do you know what I mean? It's like, seriously, he's turned into like a man. You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's great. I don't let my wife on his Instagram. Anyway, I love you all, man. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.